fear. Truth in the mic, let the whole world hear. Stories unfold, voices sincere. Welcome to the place where the real starts here. From life and love to the latest news, community voices, different views. Breaking it down so we all stay clear. Honest conversations live right here. Speak your truth, let it be known. This is the space where your voice has a home. No judgment here, just real and clear. Real talk with Tamara. The real starts here.
Real people, real stories, real truth.
Hello, you guys. How is everybody doing? Let's see who's in this joint tonight. I see Jay. What's that? Jay got it the hard way. Jay Air. I see Miss Nelly. Marcus Holmes, Tyranny, Irvin, Mac. Let's see. We're waiting for more people to start. Come. Hold on.
Hey, what are you doing that?
Shh, shh, shh. Be quiet. Be good. Be quiet. Hold on, you guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. How is everybody doing? Hey, Nisi. Hey, Sinlula Vegas. I am Perfect Angel, Earth Angel. Joy Loves God. Y'all, what is going on? Cinematic Ken. Hey, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing?
What's she doing?
Oh, Lord. You can't out talk Gigi, okay? You want Gigi to give you a popsicle?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to get a popsicle, but you're going to have to... Y'all, how y'all doing today? Y'all know I got Miss Chatty Patty up in this joint. She is the star of YouTube, okay? She won't let her Gigi, she outshine her Gigi. I'll give it to her. Give me a kiss. I'll give it to her.
Mom, you got JJ and food.
You want some food?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Gigi gonna get you some. You just got here. What was okay?
I think JJ food.
Oh, well, no, the dogs don't need no food. Yeah, we're gonna get the dogs some food in a few minutes, okay? When I get off of here, okay. So let Gigi handle this. You guys, I'm just waiting and letting more people come into the room. Hey, Ken.
I'm not.
Irvin Mack, Miss Clarinetta, M. Rose. What's that? Casper in Texas, sipping on Henny, waiting on. Disappointed with the deal. I'm making me a drink. You guys,
What's she doing? What's she doing?
Waiting on the tea with lemon and splash.
You, my hammer.
Well, you guys, I told you all this. I've been saying. I've been saying. I told y'all. I said I've been hearing through the halls of the courts that Cornelius is going to get a deal. And here's the thing about that. I said he's gonna get a sweet deal, right? I'd said from 25 to 30. And somebody had told me it was gonna be sweet. I knew it was not gonna be the 7 years that he was hoping for. He was hoping for 7 years with 5 years, almost 5 years time, sir. He'll be out in about 14 years. He'll be out in about 14 years. Yeah. He'll be out in about 14 years. And I can understand the disappointment of I can understand the disappointment of Mia J. Let me just say this, because Young Dolph's life was very important. His life was important. He was needed, by his family. What's up, the hitter? He was needed by his family. He's missed, and what all of them damn fools did, Yo Gotti, okay, and all of the rest of them, what they did to him was messed up. What they did to him, it was messed up, okay? So here's the thing. I don't want you listen. I gotta speak some truth today. Okay. And I agree with you, King Deshaun. They took advantage of, they went and got Cornelius because they felt like Cornelius' life meant nothing. Okay. They knew he had a sickness, which he was a junkie, and it was no excuse, for what he did. And y'all know I be getting emotional and stuff. But that's what they did, okay? They had intent. They went and got him to do the killing so that they could take advantage of him and then kill him later on, basically. I know people don't understand, but I guess from looking at it from both angles, from the angle of, because let me just say this, people tell all the time, right? People tell all the time. They tell all the time, and they don't get as good of deals as Cornelius just got. Juki, Fruki, please. Shh. Fruki, please stop. They don't get as good of deals as Cornelius just got, right? And I understand like the hurt that everybody feels. Of course, he ran up there to that window and he gunned down an innocent man, and because he said he wanted to buy his daughter a birthday cake. That's messed up, and that's how you know that it was a sickness. I told you all this. I said, Cornelius had been around those guys, and I understand from Young Dolph's family's point of view, whatever it is that he's been telling, they could care less about that because their loved one is down there in their grave. I understand that. I do 100%. But I also can understand it from the point of the government. Cornelius has always been, even though he was a major player in taking him out. Hold on one second. Hello? Huh? No, I'm good. Did she bring some? Did you bring her some pull-ups? Because I think she took all of her pull-ups home with her. Okay. Okay. All right. Because at nighttime, I don't mean no harm. At nighttime, she got to have a pull-up on. Okay, in my bed. My daughter's like, why don't you Mama, take her to the restaurant. She's gonna have to have a pull-up on up in my bed. Okay. Anyways, but I understand I can understand it, but I also, looking at it from the government side, I understand. I think we all understand how the government works, right? Cornelius is a small fry to them. Cornelius can't make nothing shake. When Cornelius get out, and if he makes it out in 14 years, okay, Cornelius is gonna go right back to a life of poverty. Hopefully he does not get on drugs. In the meantime, the people that has the money flow that could go and put money into the atmosphere and get another Cornelius, the people that decided that they wanted Young Dolph dead, right? They're the ultimate ones that really killed him. Actually, they killed him before Cornelius even got the weapon. Because if they had not gotten Cornelius to do it, they was gonna get somebody else to do it, right? I mean, that would be, those would be the most important ones. Cornelius too. But I look at it from a standpoint, and I know we all have a different opinion. Everybody's opinion is respected. Lord knows it is. I understand how everybody feels, because Cornelius, we saw Cornelius walk up to that window and kill that man. Yeah, he could start writing books if he want to. And then Young Dolph's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit. And Young Dolph family should file a wrongful death lawsuit and get a judgment, and he'll never get a dime of it. He'll never get a dime of it. They could file a wrongful death lawsuit against Quet and start getting his money if they wanted to. Him being found not guilty don't have anything to do with a civil case, because he could be found liable just like O.J. Simpson was in a civil case. Okay, they could file. It is known that CMG, we heard them say that all throughout the trial. It was paid. Young Dolph hit was paid for by CMG. They could file a wrongful lawsuit there. That's why I get to wondering, does Gotti really own CMG? Does Gotti really own CMG? Because I'm really surprised that Young Dolph family has not filed a wrongful death lawsuit there. Okay. Because they could own the record label if they wanted to. You know, they could fight him in court. Maybe they don't want to do that. You know, I really hate that they have to go through this, but of course, Cornelius was in court today. He'll be out in about 14 years. Cornelius was hoping for 7 years with 5 years served and out in 2. Cypress, I don't know if he owns CMG on paper or not. As you know, when you start getting $100 million advances from like Interscope and places like that, when you start getting $100 million advances, you got to have some type of collateral. So I don't really know if he owns CMG or not. He could own the lowest stake, the lowest percentage, and they still let him be the face of it, so that he could sign slaves for them, right? We know how this works, but of course, I like I said, I told y'all with, and here's the thing about that, you know, with Cornelius talking and been working with the federal government now for about 4 years. Yeah, almost as long as he has been up in there. You can't just go and tell the government something, right? And then I mean, you can't just tell them anything. Whatever is going on in that situation, I told you, I did a show on this the other day. Whatever is going on in this situation it's beneficial. I truly believe that if Young Dolph case had not been so, you know, if he wasn't, they knew people would be outraged, they probably would have tried to give him 7 years. And I'm happy that they did not do that, because, you know, I'm glad that he did get the 20 years. He's already been in there for 5 years, so he's got about 15 years and some change. Well, 14 and some change. it's a sad situation all the way around. But Cornelius wouldn't, we wouldn't know half of what we know. I know with Young Dog Family, they don't, care about, other unsolved cases. They may not. I'll say that, because they love their loved one. But Cornelius has Cornelius has Cornelius has tried to, you can't right your wrong, okay? But he said the puppy's finna be quiet tonight. You can't right your wrong, but of course, I thought he was gonna get 25 to 30, no more than 30, because I'd heard 25 to 30. They gave him 20. So evidently, whatever partnership he has with them has worked out. Okay. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on 1 second, you all.
Late 29. Late 29 for a bond. Now you will go over the back. All right, are we ready, Young Smith?
I believe we are, Your Honor. We are, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is State of Tennessee versus Cornelius Smith. This indictment 220.
Let me just say this, because wait a minute, Fruki, please. Shh. You're gonna get a popsicle, so be quiet, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna give you a popsicle, so be shh. So, here's the thing, you guys. Listen, I know a lot of people might feel a certain way. They call Cornelius a snitch. I don't have no issues with what Cornelius is doing as it relates to the group of people that he was doing it with. Now, he may not be able to tell them anything as it relates to Yo Gotti. He might not be able to say that, okay? Maybe he did not talk to Yo Gotti, but I had told you all a long time ago that somebody had told me, stop, zip my purse up. That somebody had told me that Cornelius said that he did not talk to Gotti, but he knew that what he was doing. I said no. And I'm gonna zip it. You let me zip it. You don't zip it. Let me zip it. That he never talked to Gotti, but he knew that what they was doing, it was for Gotti. Okay. Hey, if you ask me, I think some of these people need to be scared. I do. I think that they need to be scared because, like I said, you can't just go and tell the police something and they believe it. Okay. You can't just tell them something and they believe it. So evidently, whatever type of partnership that it has to be tested and approved, right? So evidently, whatever it is that has been going on behind the scenes, it's been working out. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I believe that when Cornelius, I believe that when Cornelius had that meeting with, stop, y'all, hush, hell, get on. I believe that when Cornelius had that meeting with Quet and Jud,
Daddy,
there's no telling what they said up in there to
Daddy,
him. You know, there's no telling what they said up in there. So even though Cornelius was high and stuff all the time, I mean, he wasn't no damn fool. Okay, as it relates to like the beef and stuff that was going on, everybody knew about the beef and stuff. But I mean, that's what he said. That's what he told one of the jailers that that used to man his pod, that he never talked to Gotti.
You would do this part.
But no, Cornelius wasn't staying with Gotti that I know of when he went to Atlanta. What I was told was that when he went to Atlanta, he met up with B. Mims. But you know, I don't know. That's just what I was told. Okay, that he met up with B. Mims, and B. Mims allegedly helped to put them up. So, I mean, that's just what I was told, and so I have to say allegedly. But I mean, the person that told me, I don't have to say it, but you know, if B. Mims want to get sensitive, I'll just say allegedly, okay? Because I was not there, but that's what I was told. But I mean, I guess dealing with B. Mims would be equivalent to dealing with Yo Gotti, because that is his first cousin. He is over the label and all of that, you know. When people were sitting up talking about, I don't know if I should, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but when people were sitting up talking about, when Cornelius said we didn't have no money, so we went to Atlanta. How the hell you gonna go to Atlanta? You ain't got no damn money. You can't just, you have to have gas, you have to have a hotel. You didn't have no money, but you were able to go spend a couple days in Atlanta. I mean, I guess that never registered in people's brains, but I ain't talking about y'all. I'm just saying in general, okay? But no, I never heard that he was staying with Yo Gotti. I do believe that Yo Gotti did have. I do believe that Straight Drop connected with Yo Gotti. I think that Juke took Straight Drop to Yo Gotti. Okay, I think that Juke took him to Yo Gotti. Because they was gonna make him. They said it was gonna make him a star, right?
Okay.
Bye. And Drop should feel he is, and he is a fool. And he is a fool, you know, because from my understanding, they in the very beginning, they said to Drop that they would work with him. Okay, they said that they would work with him, and he believed Yo Gotti. Okay, he believed that Yo Gotti was going to be able to get him up out of this. Okay, and so then this ain't no allegedly. This is what I'm saying now. This is truth. Okay, his attorney Ganguly had him to the point of talking. Okay, and then they ended up getting him Luke, getting him an attorney, and each and every time he got ready to say a little something, of course, you know, Yo Gotti them were reeling back in. And so what they did was they got somehow they got to him, and they decided that they was going to put everything on Quet. They decided that they was going to blame everything on Hernandez Govan, Yo Gotti, Juke, all of them. That's why I don't know if Quet. I don't really know. You know, Quet is a. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know if he flogging when he tried to speak kindly of Juke and Gotti, but I know he couldn't be no damn fool. Okay. Because I know he got to know that they was all setting him up to be the one to take the fall. So when he speaks illy of Teasy would be the low hanging fruit as it relates to that too. Now, what Teasy did ultimately speak against him but Teasy never spoke against Straight Drop. And it could have been because maybe Teasy thought that they were all in it because they was gonna leave Straight Drop out there to dry, right? For a minute, they was gonna leave him out there to dry. So why is Quet talking good about it?
Hello?
I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. This right here is just what goes through my mind because surely, Fruki, please, shh. Because surely, if Quet knew that Teasy said something about him, if he knew that Straight Drop did, he gotta know that Yo Gotti and them were not messing with him. They were all Yo Gotti. Who is he compared to Juke? If they could have put it all on him and to keep Juke and Black Youngster and the rest of them out of jail, I mean, well, Black Youngster was having breakdowns and shit because he was gonna be the sacrificial lamb. He seemed to breathe a sigh of relief when Juke was killed. I mean, that's just how I feel, okay? Because they was trying to feed the beast, and the beast is the federal government. So they was gonna throw anybody up under the bus. They was gonna throw anybody up under the bus to keep Juke and Gotti and whoever else, the rest of them, because I believe Head and Zach was involved. Okay, that's what I think, and I ain't the only person that feel that way. Okay, when I say something, I say it for a reason. Okay, but I could be wrong, so I'll say allegedly. But I'm not the only person that feel that way. Okay, and so so they was trying to feed the beast. So we gonna throw Quet up under the bus. He was the first one. They looked at him as being nothing. That's the reason why I don't know why when blockhead Charlie Brown get on here with his blockhead, he be pissing me off. So I get to thinking about being an investigator. Is he flogging? I mean, because he gotta do that to make himself not look guilty. Because you get to thinking about, he didn't hide his disdain for Teasy. I know he couldn't have been crazy about Juke because they were all in that. So why do you think that Straight Drop and why do you think that Straight Drop and girl, you're making me lose my train of thought now. You're GGO. You can't stand over my head and talk like that. You make me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
I know it, but Fruki, please. Shh. Be a big girl. Shh. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, but so the mistake that they made. The mistake that the government made as it relates to Quet, because I've always said, I forgot, I was saying something else. My baby made me lose my train of thought. I'm going in another direction now because I can't remember shit that I was saying before she started cutting me off, okay? But with Hernandez Govan, I believe that Hernandez Govan had an involvement. I guess go in another direction here. I believe that he was involved. I really do. And everybody else believes that he was involved, okay? And but one of the reasons that Quet was able to get off was because one of the reasons that he was able to get off is because the government, Manny was able to take advantage of a mistake that the government made. And if they knew they was going to indict Juke, okay? And I think I've said this. They knew they was going to indict Juke. Yo Gotti talks about he despises the Memphis Police Department, okay? Because according to him, the Memphis Police Department and the feds have always been after him, not cutting him a break, okay? And so what they should have done is they knew they had enough to get Juke. And I really wish they would have went on ahead and indicted Juke because I feel like he would still be alive. I don't like it that Juke was killed. Okay, I don't. It, you know, people ask me all the time. Well, you get on here and you say you want to go to jail. Yes, I do. They say, why you cry when he was killed? Seeing, people were evil enough to have that picture, floating around. Even though what Juke and them did to Dolph was evil. Okay, seeing Juke's mother kneeling over him in desperation. As a mother, you put yourself in that position like, oh my God, because looking at that picture, you knew he was no longer with us. And so I think what was etched in my brain was his mother kneeling over him in desperation. That really did hurt me, right? Because I mean, it's not their mother's fault that they, were pathetic and did what they did to young Dolph, right? So I really wish the November before Juke was actually killed, he was supposed to be indicted. Okay. Of course, even with Juke, being indicted, that still doesn't feed the beast because Juke is not the one with the money. Okay. Fuck what you think. I'm telling you what I know. He was not the one with the money. And that's not feeding the beast. And the beast is the federal government. And so they're not going to be satisfied feeding the beast. Their bellies will be full when they get the ones with the money. Okay. So they didn't indict Juke, I believe, because they wanted package deals. Juke was absolutely connected to the ones he was a direct connection to the ones with the money. Right. And so Juke wasn't indicted in November of 20 whatever year, 23. Yeah, 23, because I think he was killed in 24. He wasn't indicted in November 23. And I think that was a bad idea. That's the only reason why Quet was able to get off, because Manny, being a crafty attorney, and hey, crafty attorneys are usually good attorneys for their clients. Being an experienced attorney, he was able to put reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury, because from the outside looking in, it did look like that the government was just trying to put it all on Quet, although that's not what it was. They went ahead and they indicted him. Really they should have waited, because you don't indict him and then say he was the mastermind. You indict them all together. That would have been the brilliant thing to do. Or you indict him and you give him some charges, and then when you indict the rest of them, maybe you can upgrade those charges or whatever. Give him a little bit more, give him more charges. I think for the part that he played, I guess it could qualify as being a mastermind. But in truth and all actuality, I believe he was on board. He wanted young Dolph dead. He had just as big of an issue with young Dolph as the rest of them. Hey, Diane. I think he has a hate for him, even to this day. I think he was involved 100%. But as far as being the mastermind, I don't know if he was the one that conceived that idea. I just think that he liked the idea when they came to him, okay, because he didn't care for him. And I do believe that, these people came up whether or not they wanted him dead. It started with Yo Gotti, I believe, Head and Zach, okay? Allegedly, I just believe that. And Juke was the person that had the connection to the streets, because you can't get Yo Gotti in them. They're not going to go out. Yo Gotti is not going to go out there. He's supposed to be a CEO now, so he get his brother to go to Quet and get Quet to line up the little dudes, to do the dirty work for them. That's what happened. So I know that. Well, I believe that it's bigger than CMG too. You know, one of the reasons that I never got into keep it, boo, keep it for yourself. One of the reasons I never, because you know, it was so many conspiracies and stuff. You know, the Illuminati head did this, and the Illuminati head went and dug up somebody and brought them back to life. You know, it was just a lot of craziness being said on here. My nerves and stuff is real bad. No, you keep it. You drink it. You drink it. It was just a lot of craziness being said. I just didn't want to get into no conspiracy stuff, but I always felt like that there was a secret something back in even them, okay, that was involved in this, because Yo Gotti started to go up even more. You know, you think about it, who was signed to Yo Gotti? You only heard about Black Youngster, and you only heard about Moneybagg Yo, and Moneybagg ain't really signed to him. He's signed to Endless, right? So after Young Dolph is killed, he starts talking about this $100 and something million, or right before he was killed, he talked about this $100 million advance that Interscope gives him. And after Young Dolph is killed, that's when he started having all of these signing all of these other artists. I'm not a damn fool. Okay. I mean, it wasn't beneficial to the slave masters, which would be the Jews that run the industry, for Young Dolph to be trying to teach or preach liberation of his community. They make generational wealth off of making an ass out of these Black artists who are a bunch of damn fools because they don't want to listen. Okay, they want a quick fix. They want a big hunk of chain. You know, they want the illusion of having something that they don't have rather than actually having it for real. So Young Dolph teach them about liberation. We know the people that really run the industry, that advance the money to the Yo Gottis. I mean, they didn't necessarily like that, because Jay-Z is a Black man. He'll never run the industry. He is just one of those good slave niggas, okay, that they really entrust, that they put out there for the people, the Black people, to say, I want to be like him. Yes, I'll sign with Jay-Z. So they want you to entrust. They know that you'll trust more somebody that looks more like you. So they give these people, they entrust them with bigger credit lines. Okay. They didn't think that it was going to hit like it hit. God in them doing this to Young Dolph really gave his name and his business a negative connotation. Okay. It didn't hit like they thought that it was. Okay. I'm not a fool, okay? It's just a lot of stuff that I don't say, because I can't deal with no damn fools. Did you see what the Illuminati did? The Illuminati really dug up the dead people, and now they bringing dead people back to life. You know, all this crazy ass shit. I don't have time for stuff like that. My nerves and stuff get bad, okay? And I get aggravated, okay? Because it's something to me that we all got a little kookiness in us, but the way that some people think, I mean, I never knew folks was so crazy, okay? But I'm telling you, I never knew until I started doing YouTube that it's a lot of damn fools running around off of their meds on this app. Okay? But you know, hey, I know a lot of people as it relates to Cornelius. All right, I know a lot of people. What? Wait a minute. What you done did to my iPad? Why ain't it? Oh Lord, child, somebody. Okay.
That was my tablet.
No, that ain't your tablet. That's mine. That's an Apple, boo, and that's an expensive iPad for you to be thinking that you're gonna be playing with. You know how much Gigi paid for this iPad for you to lock it up?
No,
no, boo boo. She talking about that's my iPad. No, that's mine. Nika says trying to stay on the water so he can run. Yeah, well, does he even live? Do he really live in the States? I mean, you heard Hernandez Govan say, I mean, quit be telling for the most part. I mean, he lies. Okay, but for the most part, you have to listen to him. He'll tell you the truth on a lot of that stuff. Okay. When he says that the people told him that they wanted Juke and Gotti, I believe that because they told Straight Drop the same thing. They told Straight Drop to help himself. Okay, and they knew that Juke and Gotti was involved. I'm telling you exactly what they told him. And so he believed Gotti because he trusted Gotti that he would beat this thing and get out and sign with CMG. Now, even if Straight Drop had beat this and it was so much evidence, it was ridiculous. We knew he wasn't gonna beat it. Do you all believe that he was gonna be able to get out and be a star? No, he was gonna get out and be dead because somebody was gonna kill him. So he in the right place, he in jail. Okay. But here's the thing. People say Straight Drop, should feel like a fool. And I'm sure that his stomach is hurting. Being that Cornelius is going to be out in 14 and a half years. And he got 2 life sentences for right now. Okay. Because I've always told y'all that once a person plays ball, Straight Drop played ball. Okay. He played ball. And then he decided to recant. I mean, but once you say something, the folks already know. Now, you recant. Right? And he decided he would get Cornelius to say it. If you notice, Straight Drop wasn't that mad at Cornelius. If you go back and look at Straight Drop's trial, Cornelius didn't even have any really vitriol for Straight Drop. They didn't really have no vitriol for each other. I believe that Straight Drop was good and happy with Cornelius telling on Juke and Quet. And what they did was, why do you all think that that Straight Drop and Cornelius was so mad at Quet? It was because they was all gonna push everything down on Quet because they looked at his life as being expendable. I'm talking about God in them. If we can, we'll push everything down on Quet. The only thing about it is the authorities knew that it was Gotti and Juke and them that did this, that paid for this. They knew Quet didn't pay for it. So I don't even know why they gave Quet that charge. Okay, now there's this rumor. I'm not gonna say that. Okay. I will say this now. I was told that somebody got paid, the night that Young Dolph was killed. I mean, that's what I was told. Okay. That somebody got paid and they was walking around with a black duffel bag full of money. Now that's what I was told. I don't know who it was though. I gotta believe the police know because it was a police officer that told me. Okay, so somebody got a big bag of money. It just didn't trickle down. Okay, and I don't really believe it was Teasy. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let's play this. Okay.
4-7.
May 29th.
Thank you, Judge.
May 29th for a bond hearing. Thank you for trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, are we ready?
Wait a minute, girl.
I believe we are, Your Honor.
We are, Your Honor.
Give me a kiss.
Your Honor, this is State of Tennessee versus Cornelius
I love
Smith.
you.
This indictment
Say I love you too.
2204769.
Say I love you too.
Matter that's been pending in this court for some time. I think it
Say I
also
love
been
you
the
too.
subject of a couple trials for the
Take your thumb at your mouth. Say I love you too.
Mr. Smith plead guilty to the offense of murder, second degree, a Class A felony as included under count 1 of the indictment. 20 years confinement. as a 100% violent offender. This served Tennessee Department of Corrections. Taken into consideration in this plea is Mr. Smith's cooperation in this matter. From the time of his arrest until now, Mr. Smith has cooperated fully in the prosecution, first Justin Johnson, and then another co-defendant. Taken into consideration is his truthful testimony in those cases. Had the matter gone to trial, the state's proof would have been that on the date alleged in the indictment in Memphis and Shelby County, Tennessee, at a local business, Makeda's Cookies, Adolph Thornton Jr., the victim in the case, was there with his brother. Two individuals, Mr. Justin Johnson, Mr. Cornelius Smith, who had been propositioned previously and offered money to kill Mr. Thornton, who's known as the Rapper Dolph, drove up in a stolen vehicle. They both got out of the car and they both fired guns, killing Mr. Thornton there on the scene. There's video of the incident. There's also video of Mr. Johnson and Mr. Smith after the incident going to an apartment complex where Mr. Smith had to care for a wound that he received during the shooting. There'd be testimony from several witnesses identifying Mr. Smith as one of the shooters and also describing his actions before and after the shooting. Those events occurred in Memphis and Shelby County, Tennessee. As I said, from his arrest forward, Mr. Smith has taken responsibility for this, admitted his involvement, provided truthful testimony to the state and the prosecution of the co-defendants. We ask Your Honor to accept the plea and counsel stipulate.
Your Honor, please, we stipulate that those will be the facts put forth by the state if the matter going to trial. Ask that you accept the plea.
Thank you. Gentlemen, Mr. Hackman, you just said plea to count one of the
Count two.
indictment?
I'm sorry, I did say that. It's under count two. I think count one is a conspiracy count.
Right.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Right.
There were two indictments. This is a superseding indictment and it all got
And
confused.
so as to the first indictment?
As to the first indictment, that would be null pros upon plea to this indictment. I think there's some paperwork that we have for your clerk that she'll enter a little bit later.
Yeah.
That's part of that paperwork.
Okay.
I didn't want it
So
to
you
announce.
don't want me to non-prospect?
When that paperwork's ready, I'll get with your clerk and we'll null pros that. I know that
That's
there's
fine.
been some issues in the jail.
There will be a dismissal of the other charges, Judge, and all possibility.
All right, come on around, Mr. Smith.
Same second, raise up your right hand, face the judge.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat, watch this. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Cornelius Smith.
Mr. Smith, the deputy is handing you this petition for waiver of trial by jury and acceptance of the guilty plea. Let me know if you recognize it.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go over that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights as your attorney went over them with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign that document?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna go over your rights with you also. If there's something you don't understand, please let me know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Among these rights I just spoke about is your right to have a trial by jury. Everyone has the right to have the jury to decide whether you're guilty or not guilty, instead of allowing me to convict you today without a trial. Do you understand you're giving up your trial rights by pleading guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
You also have a right to have your attorney cross-examine the witnesses against you in front of that jury, with you in the courtroom, to make sure everyone is telling the truth. Do you understand you're giving up that right by pleading guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
You also have a right to call your own witnesses. The state has to prove this case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You don't have to prove that you're innocent. However, if you want to call witnesses, I would compel those witnesses to come to court to testify for you. Do you understand you're giving up that right by pleading guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
You also have the right to testify and tell your story to a jury. If you decided you didn't want to testify, I would not allow anyone to call you as a witness, and I would tell the jury they can't hold that against you because you have a right not to testify against yourself. Do you understand you're giving up that right by pleading guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
You were indicted in the matter of 2204769 on a 7 count indictment. Count 1 was conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That's being non-crossed today, meaning being dismissed. Is that your understanding of this part of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Count 2 is first-degree murder. It carries with that life in prison. If we had gone to trial and you had been found guilty of the first-degree murder, I would have to sentence you to life in prison. You're entering into an agreement today with the state of Tennessee where you're pleading guilty to the lesser included offense of second-degree murder, being sentenced to 20 years, range 1 at 100% as a violent offender. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And the rest of the counts 3 through 4, or counts 3 through 7 are being non-crossed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if we had gone to trial and you had been convicted and I had sentenced you, you would have the absolute right to appeal this case to the Court of Criminal Appeals. I would give you a free attorney and a free appeal if you could not afford one. Do you understand you're giving up that right by pleading guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
So by entering this plea of guilty, you're not only giving up all the rights that I have explained to you, the ones your attorney will ever with you, but you're also giving us the right to appeal this conviction. This is going on your record. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Any questions for your lawyer? Has Mr. Scholl done everything you asked of him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I got a couple more questions for you. Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily
Yes, ma'am.
without any thoughts, pressures, or promises?
Yes, ma'am.
You sure? You gotta speak up, she's recording.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may step down. Court finds the defendant being freely and voluntarily knowingly intelligent and able to accept his plea guilty. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Judge, I believe that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, Judge.
We'll stand in recess.
I know Cornelius been telling God on Jesus, but Cornelius had to have known that he couldn't get 7 years. I think they'll keep him in protective custody. You have to understand too, there was a lot of people that love young dog. Straight drop the one need to stay in confinement. And even thinking about that, because straight drop is in confinement. 2 life sentences. In a confined, he ain't in population. He can't go into population because he killed a young dog. Yeah, but I don't know why Cornelius thought that he was going to get 7 years with 5 years time served, and he got a sweet deal. 20 years, and he's already served 5 years. He'll be out in 15 years. And really, that's highway robbery. But Cornelius been telling. Okay. And I'm inclined to believe that he didn't get this. I'm inclined to believe that he didn't get that sweet deal just because he testified. Hold on. Hello? No, not really. Mm-hmm. All right. And I'm inclined to believe it's not just because he testified against in Hernandez-Govan trial and then Straight Drop's trial. And of course, I heard Hernandez-Govan say that he is supposed to testify in Trayon Ingram's trial. Now, I've always said to you all, I'm sorry for crunching in y'all ear. I'm just hungry. My grandbaby eating chips. I'm sorry. I've always told y'all, I always felt like that Straight Drop was going to be, his situation would end up like Alpo's situation. Straight Drop does not want to do 2 life sentences. Now, he's appealed to the Supreme Court. Straight Drop has. He's appealed to the Supreme Court. And look, don't do that. And I'm not playing with you. Okay? I know it, but you stop. What Roscoe? Roscoe. Okay, let's see. You all hit the like button. You got 154 people in here. It's only 89 likes, y'all. Hit the like button. We need to have 154 likes.
What's it called? What there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need to have 154 likes. So y'all run the likes up for me. So I know people have, like, I can understand Young Dolph's family. I want to read to you all what Mia J said. Mia J is not happy about this. Mia J said, Mia J says, may God have his entire way with him and every other coward involved. And she put coward in capital letters. She says 20 years plus time served would never be enough. And I agree with her, because Young Dolph can never get up out of his grave. It was totally senseless. And it's a good thing. You know, Mia J has always known and recognized where this situation came from. But I don't think that is good for, you know, I want the other people involved in this to be gotten also. Okay, I want the other people that was involved in this to be gotten. The people that paid for this. So, hey, you know, justice for Young Dolph. It's never a good thing, but Cornelius, you know, and I'm not trying to justify anything, but I'm glad he's been telling God on Jesus. Okay. So y'all know he's been doing a whole lot of telling. See, I always try to tell people when folks were saying, well, when people were saying, well, you know, well, it's the people that was involved in this case, just about everybody that was involved, this was, when they did this to Young Dolph, this was not the first time that they did something like this. You know, there are a lot of unsolved crimes out there. There are a lot of unsolved crimes. We know Cornelius don't know about all of the unsolved crimes, but he might know about some of them ones. Okay. Evidently, he must do know about some of them. And I guess the dots been connecting. Okay. She says, that's what I can't wait for. Because people out here really playing in people's faces, living the facade life. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So you got to stay overseas all the time. I wonder, do he live overseas? I wonder if your Gotti lives overseas and he just comes back into the States sometimes, because his family in the States.
Mama,
Angela looked like she pregnant. Yeah, he do. He be over in the UK a lot. Sometimes I'll be wondering if he got a house in the UK. He'd be over in Dubai. So Nurse Bay had a baby with Gotti, did she? Well, he might need to go on and set him up a trust fund, and I'm pretty sure that he already had been trying to hide his money a long time ago, because he figured that Young Dolph family would file a wrongful death. I think now would be a good time to file a wrongful death lawsuit on him. So, but y'all, this was a horrific thing. It really was. It's really sad. Yeah, it's a damn shame. I'm sorry. I had to go look for my puppy. One of my puppies, the one that's real scary that be up under me, he has went and hid trying to get away from my grandbaby. I didn't know if something had happened to him. It says CMG under Robin name. I heard, but who knows? I think he did make her like CEO or something like that. I'm sure he has put a lot of stuff in her name and in his children's name and all of that. So
what?
but he gonna so Govan knows that he should well, I think Govan needs to be worried about what Cornelius has told him folks. That's what he needs to be worried about. He needs to be worried about his sins finding him out, those unseen sins. My grandmother used to say, there ain't but two types of people, and that's the caught and the uncaught. My grandmama used to always say that. And I remember the first time I heard my grandmother say that, okay, was when I was pregnant with my first baby. When I was so upset because I was in school. I had just started going to college. My grandmother said, girl, two kinds of people. That's the caught and the uncaught. And so Govan needs to be worried about those things that he did not get caught for. Okay, especially if Cornelius knows about it and heard about it. Evidently, what Govan, whatever Cornelius was telling him telling them, it had to have been checking out. But I don't understand why Cornelius thought he was going to only get 7 years. You know, I don't really know that. If they could have convicted Govan, he would have got lesser time. He would have got 10 years plus. He had already served some time. So, well, if they had convicted him, it's going to get more than that. Because of the life. Says, you know, she's bad when the evil. My dog's not evil. They really are some good dogs. Emerald says, big pressure. You said you married. What you mean? That better be your wife you speaking on. So I don't know, you guys. I pray for Young Dog family. I do. I pray for his family. They've gone through so much. What? And then to have to for Govan to have gotten off, Govan need to have more humility. He got off of a crime that he was involved in. And then that's what I was going to talk about with Govan.
Dog.
So please don't make Gigi lose her train of thought, because I tried to talk about this an hour ago and forgot because you was yelling. Okay.
Okay.
So with Govan, they had planned on putting everything down on Govan's shoulders. They decided that his life meant nothing and he was going to be the sacrificial lamb, and that they had too much going on to go to jail. So what they did was they turned straight drop, and Cornelius, they played two ends against the middle, and Juke and all of them were involved in that, because if they could put everything on top of Govan's head, maybe Juke would not have gotten indicted, because Juke knew his time was coming. And I get to wondering sometimes, when Juke wrote that post, you put snakes on skates or whatever, exact day before he was killed. Juke knew that he was going to be indicted and shooting at him. No, I think Juke. So I think somebody told on Juke, and Juke found out, and that's why he said you can't trust people, even family. So the dudes that was mad at Juke, they, the dudes that they say he was might have been beefing with in the street, he didn't look at them as family. So whoever this snake was someone that maybe he had referred to like a family member or something like that. Who knows? I mean, he put the words out there. So I believe Juke knew that he was going to be indicted. He knew that it was real soon at that point, because it was supposed to have been in November. Okay. It didn't happen in November. Unfortunately, he lost his life in February. But he knew without a shadow of a doubt that lawyer had told him that he was going to be indicted. And I believe it was really soon. Okay. They had left him out. Hold on. Hello? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, she did. I'm on my podcast. I'm gonna call you back. My mama's something else. So I think that's what it was. You look at his face. He seemed upset. I think about it now. I don't think Juke would have. That was an emotion. That was a fear. He had not been posting about those dudes was shooting at him the whole time. He had not said nothing. He didn't post about that not one time. And I don't think he would have gotten fearful and posted about that the day before he was killed. I think Juk had been told that he was going to be indicted, and they broke down to him who told on him, because you know lawyers can get that type of information. Okay, I could be wrong, you know, because you know people have their it could have been anything. It could have been, I don't know, but you know that seems like the more logical thing, and that seems like the more logical thing to me. I don't think he would have gotten fearful about dudes shooting at him that had already allegedly had been shooting at him. He says you have to watch people, especially even family. So this was somebody that was family, or he considered family. Okay, so that he considered a snake. Your enemies can't snake you, because you know your enemies you don't let get up under you. You consider people snakes that are up under you some kind of way. So I don't know. That's you know, that's just the logic that I got. And then he posted that, and the next day, because you have to think about now, it was a lot of people talking in this young dog case. It was a lot of people talking. It was a lot of people that talked. Seen and unseen. So it could have been anybody that told on him, but you know, then the next day he was taken out, because then he said, "Watch your back, Fruki." And then he says, "Watch." So he says, "Watch your back to stay alive." After he said that he was letting whoever the snake was know, "We're gonna kill you." So could it be that the snake knew that they had to get him gone before he got them gone? So I don't know. They tried to put it all on. They even tried. It sounded like he was talking to Mario. You know, a lot of people try to. I've heard a lot of people say they feel like allegedly Yo Gotti did this to his brother. Y'all know I'm not fond of Yo Gotti, but I don't. Shh. But I don't lie on people. I don't believe in lying on people. For some, I think his brother is cold-hearted, but for some reason, I have not been bought on he took his brother out. I don't know. I have not been bought on it. I don't know if he was the one that had his brother killed. I don't think I believe that one. Although a lot of people say it. A lot of people say they believe that. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I do.
Daddy, no.
Yeah, I believe that he cared about his brother. But now, in the grand scheme of things, with all of this stuff that went on in the Young Dolph case, and him giving his brother him giving his brother a command to get some people to take Young Dolph out. I do believe that he's indirectly responsible, because I believe his brother is no longer here because of this. Okay, because of this situation with Young Dolph. I believe that somehow, with everything getting caught up in the smoke, in that smokiness of all of the people that was involved, I believe that at the core of it, I believe that that's why he's no longer here. Rather, the enemy started fighting with each other and turned on each other and started taking out each other. Y'all know my favorite scripture is God says that the enemy come at you one way and then they flee in 7 different ways. They start scattering out in 7 different ways and they start turning on each other, right? Which means they start fighting with each other and scattering out. I don't know, somehow, I don't know why, somehow I just kind of apply that scripture to kind of what happened to Big Juke as it relates to this Young Dolph thing. And I don't believe Young Dolph people killed him, because I listened to what Juke, I read what Juke posted. He says something about family, people that you consider family, and snakes. Okay, a snake is somebody that's up under you, that crawls up under you, that's somehow up in your inner circle. And he says, watch your back to stay alive. So he let the person know. He said, we'll put snakes on plates so that you're going to kill them and eat them. So whoever it was knew that they had to do something, because they were going to be ate. And you can't eat nothing that's alive. You got to be dead to be ate. I don't know. I don't know. And Rose, he's a stone cold coward too. So I don't know. This whole thing was a mess from the start. It never should have happened. It goes back to Yo Gotti and them, because even thinking about Govan, like all the times that they tried to kill him, the common denominator is Yo Gotti. That's the common denominator. Starting from 2016 when they was trying to kill him. At some point, him and Juke was still cool, so Juke was not on board for this. So Yo Gotti was going to sign a Black Youngster and people like that to try and get them to take him out. So there's been a pattern of this. And then at some point, Juke and Gotti, mend their brotherly relationship, and him and Dolph start getting into it. But even in the beginning, Juke was not involved in it. The only common denominator in this is Yo Gotti, because his name has come up from the start to the finish. Okay. From the start to the finish. So, Tamara, what are your thoughts on the Shelby County DA's office and MPD with how this case was handled on a city level? I know a lot of people feel like that MPD, there were some things that they could have done better. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of people try to go in on Dabney, but I work with Dabney. We worked in the exact same office. And when we were working in felony response together, and Dabney has always been a stand-up guy. I don't believe that Dabney would sabotage a case for Yo Gotti. Dabney was not even working in homicides. They were short. And Dabney was working in general GIB, general investigations. Dabney was pulled over before you were promoted to sergeant, which is an investigator. She started making it a 2-year criteria. So she started promoting all of the veterans, okay, and just started putting inexperienced officers who didn't even know how to patrol really into investigative bureaus. So when they started doing mass promotions, can y'all hear me now? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, because somebody said that my audio went out. If y'all can hear me, say thumbs up. Because Lord Almighty says that my audio is out. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I'll continue on when I get thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, so I got some thumbs up. Okay. So she started doing mass promotions. And of course, you know, my aunt was over there and she was promoted. And hold on, you all. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. And so, like I said, they started doing mass promotions. And you know, they had to send Dabney over there to help out. And so I don't, and then he ended up just staying over there because of all of the inexperience. Okay. Because all of the vets were being promoted. So if you ask me, there were some things that they could have done better, you know. But if you think about it, young Dolph lost his life. They assassinated him on November 17th. They already had indictments. They was already following Cornelius about 2 to 3 weeks after this happened. Straight Drop had an indictment for him in December of 2021. So I mean, I think people have to give them credit for that. You know, they kind of moved kind of fast on that. But I think it was because they had their, you know, the feds working with them also. I think as far as Govan, they messed up because I think that they either they charged Govan too quick or they didn't charge Juke fast enough. And the reason that they didn't charge him fast enough is because Juke was not the only person that they wanted to be able to indict. Okay. And so it did make it look like that they was just trying to put everything on Govan's shoulders. But I don't believe that the government was purposely trying to do that, because if you listen to Govan said they told him they wanted Juke and Gotti. They knew that Juke and Gotti did this. So, but Manny was able to use that and make it look like that to the jury, because that is how it seems. When there are federal investigations going on, they was able to, you couldn't get Dabney to say it. And I think Manny, being an experienced attorney, he was able to play with that. You're never going to get a police officer or any federal officer or any law enforcement officer to say that there's a federal investigation going on. If it's one going on, they just cannot say it. And Manny knows that. So he was able to play with that. Well, how come nobody else was, arrested? Hey, they kind of danced around a lot of stuff because it's still a lot of things that they couldn't say. But you did hear them say, you heard Dabney say, this is a ongoing investigation. That's the most that they would say. And so, when you hear people say, well, I just think that it's over. I kind of, you hear Paul Hagerman, in he was prosecuting Cornelius and Straight Drop. Paul Hagerman was not the prosecutor for Govan's case. They put two women on that case. Okay. Hagerman can't decide what cases he's going to take. He's assigned cases, right, by the district attorney. And so with him already handling two high profile situations, hey, Steve, I guess could decided, well, we'll give Govan's case to Iris and Carla, right? When there were other veteran prosecutors in that office that could have prosecuted that case, but he gave it to them. Okay. I don't think he felt like they was going to, let Manny moonwalk on him, because that's what he did. But hey, it's either way it go, y'all. It's just an unfortunate situation all the way across the board. Were there things that they could have done better? Yeah, there were things that they could have done better. I listened to stop. I listened to one of the jurors, and a lot of people are upset with Steve Mulroy. So I think that they look past Govan, and you heard the juror say on the first day of the trial, Steve Mulroy jumped up and just walked out. So they was just mad at Mulroy for other things, right? And I think they let him go to prove a point or something like that. It was just a lot of factors, but I definitely don't believe because they felt like he was not guilty. Okay. Now, Hagerman can't take himself off of the case. Hagerman is not the district attorney. He can't take himself off of a case. Steve Mulroy is over the whole district attorney's office. Hagerman is a prosecutor. Okay, he's a prosecutor. Now, they do have supervisors. Hagerman would have a supervisor because Steve probably don't even deal with that. So there are supervisors that is up under Steve, and they have teams. Hagerman can't take himself off of a case. Now, he could have went to him and said, I feel overwhelmed with, I got Cornelius' case and I got Straight Drop's case, even though it's for the same situation. They are two different cases. Can you give Govan's case to somebody else, and they could agree to reroute it to another prosecutor, but he can't take himself off of a case. He said he didn't take himself off, but he definitely was on Govan's case first. Neil says, I'm sorry. I'm so mad about how everything has played out so far that I almost forgot to hit the like button. Thank you for hitting the like button.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all, it's a sad situation all the way across the board. Because young Dolph, we can't come back. And that's what's so sad about this situation. A young, productive African-American man has lost his life. He left behind a woman that he loved, children that he loved and adored, family members that he loved and took care of. Community, and you had a bunch of damn gutter rats to decide that they was going to end his life. And the sad part about it is this man is dead for nothing other than jealousy and jealousy only. This is the reason why young Dolph is dead, because of jealousy and jealousy only. And that's what makes it that much worse. Now, with Cornelius getting the small amount of time that he got, if I was Govan and some of the rest of them, I'd be scared. Okay? If I was him, I'd be looking over my shoulder. If I was Yo Gotti, I would be looking over my shoulder. Yeah, jealousy, hate, and envy. Okay? And here's the thing. The dude is still in rotation. Young Dolph is still in rotation. People still bumping his music. They still bumping his music. They still got him in rotation. I was looking at they messing with my live. I know it's a sickness. I was looking at a post yesterday, and they were saying that somebody, it was 6 people up there. It was Dolph, Gotti, Lil Baby, some more people. And it was like, if you could listen to 2 for the rest of your life, who would it be? And more people said, definitely, we be bumping Young Dolph. Okay? We definitely be bumping Young Dolph. So when people sit up and say, well, his music, he wasn't that big. I mean, he must have been, because he was making millions off of his music. So his music people must have been listening to it. You got folks that's still interested in this case to this very day. Okay. People, this is giving God is a negative, put a negative connotation to his name. And it's sad. It really is. It's sad. It's sad that this happened. Hold on, y'all. I'm doing something. You all donate to the channel. Okay, you all donate to the channel. You all donate to the channel. It says had and has white fans a lot and got it right. I mean, people still bumping Young Dolph. He was definitely treasured. He still is. He always will be. Okay. My heart definitely goes out to his family. You all support the channel. Hold on. I'm getting ready to. Okay. There you go. It's 143 people in here. I should not have a problem with getting I just started a campaign. I should not have a problem with getting 10 people to donate to the channel. Okay. I need for 10 people to donate to the channel. I need to start seeing the channel being donated to. Okay. Wasn't that big Dolph and Glock and white fans? Yeah, Miss T has a goal. You all, I have a goal. So start donating to the channel, at least $5, and I need for 10 people to do it. Happy birthday, MJG. Happy birthday to you. You all make sure y'all support the channel and hit the like button, okay? Support the channel and hit the like button. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I gotta do it. This is my favorite song. What I got a second favorite. Hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I really wish they'll stop messing with the channel, because what they'll make me do is I'll just keep playing it until they stop messing with it. I mean, it's obvious that they hate, and I be getting motivated by this song when he say my bitch say I'm stuck in my ways, my wrist say I been getting paid. Don't y'all know how that motivate me? We're gonna keep doing it. Listen, YouTube don't pay me nothing anyways. I makes money and it don't be on YouTube, so I'm good. They can't piss me off. But when he say my wrist say I've been getting paid, I think a lot of times especially when we self-made and we ain't looking to come up off of nobody's back or to kill nobody, to get no money, create no bad karma, you get out here and you start working hard for yourself, and you able to look around your house, and you able to look at the shoes you got on, and you able to look at the nice bracelets and stuff that you able to buy for yourself. are able to go and look in the refrigerator and do, it ain't nothing that you don't want. You think about you want something. It ain't nothing that you can't have because you've been getting paid. That's motivation when you do that for yourself and you ain't created no bad karma by trying to come up off of the back of somebody else. Okay? That's real motivational. Okay? And it's killing some of these people. Thank you, darling, for the super sticker. It's killing some of these people. Okay? As soon as I started talking about to donate to the channel, these folks be hating. They be hating. You could tell they come from out the gutter. They be hating because they don't even want to see nobody make $5. Okay, $5 ain't nothing. It keeps the channel going, you know, because I get on here and I put gems out there that people reuse. The people in the bushes ought to be giving it to me. I've been feeding them now for 5 motherfucking years. Okay. The very ones that's fucking with my channel, they some hating ass motherfuckers. They ain't been able to stop my greatness yet because they didn't give it to me. I'm a motherfucking winner. And it's because I was born one. It came from God. And these meth addicts, these crackheads, these low-life bottom feeders still ain't figured it out. They got the same mentality as the people that took out Young Dolph. Pathetic. I know their kids gotta be ashamed of them. Okay? But anyways, I digress. He said, broke black nigga remember me until I found out the recipe. Now, instead of some of these cuckabug heads going or trying to get with him to figure out the recipe, it's just like another cuckabug head in our community to try to take down a successful brother because he figured out that recipe. He took the time and the opportunity to figure out the recipe, and they didn't. Okay? Thank you, darling, for the super sticker. Instead of them trying to figure out the recipe, okay? They get jealous of him for figuring it out, and it was working for him. Okay? Instead of killing him, they should have been trying to get with him to help to liberate every other young black man that has been made a slave in their community. It ain't nothing no different. Okay? Our ancestors were brought over here in chains and they was forced to be slaves and work as chattel slaves. Okay? For white people. And ain't a damn thing changed. Modern day slavery, they still tying them up in chains in these contracts. They get the money. They give them a little bit of fame. They broke, busted, and disgusted, and they create generational wealth for their community. And these damn fools take out a gem like that. Now God was never going to give them no peace. They'll never get no peace, ever. Never. Okay? Thank you, darling, for the $20. They'll never get any peace. You know why? The Bible speaks about prophets, and I always talk about Young Dolph is a prophet. The prophet comes to liberate. That brother, the short time he was in the industry, he started liberating. And what do they do to prophets? Most of them are never received by their own people. Okay? Jesus can be considered one too. He was the Messiah. What they do, they hung him on the cross. And what he was doing, going from city to city, healing them motherfuckers. They saw the miracles that he was performing, liberating them, healing them, all of that. Instead of trying to get with him, they betrayed him and they hated on him, and then they hung him on the cross. Okay? And killed him. And I'm not comparing Young Dolph. I know Young Dolph is not a Jesus Christ, but I'm just saying it ain't nothing no different today. You hated by your own people, even though they saw the proof. The proof was in the pudding. Look at what he was doing for Key Glock and them. People don't want to wait their turn. Better yet, they get jealous. You ain't even got no talent. Ain't got a talent the first. But they mad because he putting Key Glock and the rest of them on. Can you rap? Nah, I can't rap, but I grew up in his hood. He ought to be able to give me some money. Maybe he will give you some money if you got some type of talent. Go wash some cars. Ask him, can you wash his car? I don't wash no car. They think they too good to wash cars. So they'd rather be envious. And I'm talking about our community now. They'd rather be envious and take out somebody else. First of all, you got to get off crack. Okay? Because ain't nobody want to deal with no pill head, no meth head, and no damn crackhead. Folks don't like to speak the truth in our community, but I do. Okay? So what they did to him, that's the reason why it hit like it does. Okay? It happened the way that it was supposed to happen as it relates to people finding some type of fascination. I won't say obsession. It was a fascination with this. That's the way that God wanted it. Because you have to bring shame to the devil. And that's exactly what happened. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't even see how people can deal with any man. Men get out and they work and they provide. I can't respect no man, especially as a black woman, that kill another black man because he feel, well, you know, God had the most hits. Fuck what he had. What kind of money did he have? Because them cars and shit he called himself showing out, he wasn't having that at first. Young Dolph was pre Yo Gotti and his cars and shit, okay? He was already having that stuff. Way back then, Yo Gotti late. The type of shit that him and Moneybagg showing now, they weren't showing that shit when Young Dolph was alive. They just getting the money and shit now. So they late. They're about 10 years late, because when they was trying to kill him back in 2016, he was having that shit. Okay? So they late. And so you take another brother out because you knew he was going to be your competition. The masters was not going to give you the masters didn't entrust you to your credit line, and you still a slave. You got Glorilla and all them tied up in slave deals. The master didn't entrust you to that credit line until you, as Coke figures say, you black face Ku Klux Klan took out another black man that was valuable to his community. It ain't the white folks now. It's these damn cuckabug heads. They ain't even got to put on their mask no more and go and burn, throw crosses in your house. They just give a cuckabug head a piece of cornbread. They give them a piece of cornbread to go and destroy their own community. And you better not put no grave on that cornbread. They're killing everybody. Master gave me grave on my cornbread. He had like me better. So now I don't respect the Yo Gottis. And I don't care what nobody say. It ain't hating. I'm used to shit. Okay? I had a daddy that made money, taught me politics, and taught me business. So I'm used to shit. I don't care if I did grow up in the hood until I was 12 years old. Okay? It just balanced me out. Okay? But I don't respect a Negro. Okay, I don't show no type of favor to a Negro that destroys his own community. I'm used to seeing men with shit, with real money. Okay, so Yo Gotti and them don't fascinate me. I'm able to see past that bullshit, that illusion that they show to all the people that ain't got nothing, that dream of a gold chain one day, and see this shit for what it really is. And that's why I can get on my podcast and talk like I talk. Okay. Because I see it for what it really is. All right. So they want to mess with my live. They messing with it right now. They messing with the lie. They still trying to mess with it. They send them packages. I know how they doing it now. Okay. They mess with the lie. And guess what? When I get off of this motherfucker in the morning, I'm going and I'm bonding somebody out of jail because I'm a damn bail bondsman. And guess what? I mean, I get on here. I get on here because I want to keep y'all informed. Okay. That's a what, a $33,000 bond? All them bonds together, $33,000. I'm getting ready to make 10% off that bond. And all I got to do is go there and write up some paperwork in the morning. So you can't hurt me on here. You hurting yourself because it's killing you to see me on here speaking truth. And when you take your ass to jail and you call me, I'm going to bond you out. Okay? And I'm going to make that money. So when you get on here and you fucking with this live, YouTube don't pay me nothing. That's why you don't see me getting mad. Okay? But it's a darn shame that people get on here and do that. It shows the mindset of our community. These folks sick. Okay? She said, "Quet, go on and keep talking." Y'all think that's Quet messing up my life? He probably is getting that. They probably done taught him how to do it. Wait, girl. They probably have taught him how to do it. They thought that Moneybag, and Moneybag is talented. They thought he was going to be the next Young Dolph. All of those deals that Young Dolph had in the works for his artists. See, I ain't no damn. I do's this as Young Dolph. I heard Young Dolph say this one day, and I got this from him. Okay, when they was asking, he was doing an interview, and he was saying, "How do you feel?" They was asking him how he feel about, Gotti and the different rappers, and he was like, "Only thing I say, they need to stay out of my way. If they got a problem with me being in the game, they need to stay out my way because I do's this. This is what I do. Okay? I do's this. Okay? It tickled me when I heard him say it like that, but I could feel where he was coming from. She said, "Quit watches this channel on some of the interviews. He mentioned shit we say on here." Yo Gotti is a fan of the show too. Yo Gotti is the biggest fan. Yo Gotti and all of his cohorts. I see what Lil Migo posted what he did. What did Lil Migo post? A $33,000 bond. That's what it is. $33,000. Of course, y'all know $33,000 is 10%. They had a $30,000 bond and a $3,000 bond. And I'm going to go write it up and get them out and get 10%. So you'll never see me on here, but I'm not mentally ill either. I don't care how kooky you think I am. I'm highly intelligent. I ain't mentally ill. You mentally ill when you spend your time trying to sabotage other people. I'm on my own channel, ain't bothering nobody. It's killing them that I'm on my channel, when all they got to do is go flick on another damn channel. Okay? That's all they got to do, but that mental illness won't allow it. I had to hear that part because I feel that emotion when he say that. Self-made millionaire, oh, what a feeling. It's something about that motivates me. You could hear that, you could feel the emotion in him saying it. A young black dude that came up out of Castelia ain't had nothing. He go from nothing, born a crack baby, to helping his parents, to helping taking care of his children, helping other young Black boys around the South Memphis area, and was getting ready to help outside of Memphis. He did that. That brother did that. He really did that. And nobody could take that away. He ain't tying these young brothers up in slave deals like most. You got people killing. They killed him so that they could be able to keep these young artists, Black artists, slaves. I played the part that I wanted to play. I just asked ChatGPT the real reason Doc was unalive. It said money, street politics, and personal business beef. Chat GPT knows something. I tell you. But God knows all. God sees all and knows all, you know. But these folks need to be worried about Cornelius getting 20 years. That's what they need to be worried about. Okay? These people need to be worried about their sins finding them out. Okay? They need to be worried about their sins finding them out. It said, was Cornelius court filmed? He was only in there a few minutes. He was only in there a few minutes. But yeah, it was filmed about 10 minutes of it. He was in court all of 15 minutes. They gave him 20 years. May the Lord continuously use him. You know, I pray that he continuously let the Lord use him, solve some of these unsolved cases. Okay, because I think that brother knows a lot. They said yeah, them folks that paid that participate in killing that boy is you know, they're wrong. You know, you hear people say that, you know, young Dolph had arrogance about him. He was supposed to. Maybe if some of these people had an air about them, they wouldn't stoop to levels of killing somebody. You're supposed to think something of yourself. If you thought something of yourself, you wouldn't let nobody even offer to pay you to go kill nobody. That would be an insult to you. Okay? You want to pay me to go kill somebody. I mean, you're supposed to be all over there, but they're supposed to be scared to ask you. There is some people that your God and them know better than to ask that. And there ain't no cowards neither. But if you carry yourself a certain way, folks already know what not to ask you. And you could have been born in the hood and be a street person that will handle business. But they already know, I can't ask him to do that. Because that's going to be an insult to him. Motherfucker, you asking me to do something like this, to kill somebody for some money, to take me away from my kids, to fuck with my freedom? That's an insult to a real man that's really got something to lose. If it ain't nothing but their children and their freedom. That's all that it should be. You talking about giving me some money? You can't help me no other kind of way? That's what you think of me. Well, then, if you got an issue with him, why don't you go kill him? You know what they're going to say? No, I got my empire. I'm a CEO. I got my kids in private school. Man, I got to be out here to I got to feed the other bros. They like mean something to them. They think they big shit. I can't get my hands dirty. I'm the shit. I'm that person. I got too much to lose. That means they telling you, motherfucker, you ain't shit. You go do it. You ain't nobody. That within itself ought to be an insult. But when you got hate in your heart and you jealous hearted and you don't really think nothing of yourself, you will do it. You said your grandfather what was your grandfather's name? You said that he was the your grandfather was the principal at Norris. What was your grandfather's last name? My granddad used to always say, when you do wrong, you may get by for a while, but you never get away with it. Okay, Charles Patterson. Wait a minute, Mr. Patterson. I might remember him because when I was going, it was Otto Lashley, but I do remember a Mr. Patterson. He might have been the assistant principal or something. Mr. Lashley. I tell you. Anyway, y'all. I wish I had the phone charged up that I be using. I would have y'all to call in to tell me what you all think. So, do you all think that Cornelius is going to get people indicted on? Willie Walker said Mr. Lashley was the principal. Yeah, Mr. Lashley was my principal. So do you all think that me and you about almost the same age then, boo? So do you all think that Cornelius is going to get some people indicted on some unsolved cases?
Sure.
CJ Patterson. He was Dr. Harrington's best friend and mentor. He ran Harrington very first. Behind you. I'm not that far behind. Let's see, you got me by about 5 years. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. So, do you all think, and this is y'all honest opinion, y'all can put it in the chat. Do you all think, you know what's so funny? Dr. Harrington, I like Dr. Harrington. I do. I like Dr. Harrington. So let me ask you all something. Do you all think that that people should be worried? Like, do you all think that a group of people should be worried about Cornelius getting 20 years? Like, do y'all think that whatever he has said to the law enforcement is going to be a problem for other people? Give me a kiss.
It's this.
For that deal, he definitely gave information. He gave a lot of, and he had the nerve to be mad. He had the nerve.
No.
He had the nerve to be mad because he only wanted 7 years and with 5 years served. Oh no. I mean, if you ask me, 15, he only got 15 more years to go. He should be grateful. Because if he had been in Judge Coffey's courtroom, I don't think he would have accepted 20. I don't think that Judge Coffey would have accepted 20. Stop. I said stop. Don't do that anymore. He said cornbread out of his damn mind. He lucky he was in Tennessee. Others say he wasn't getting 20. Derek says, I think drop is more to worry. Drop is more, especially if it's any way he could get a lesser sentence similar to cornbread. Well, yeah.
Oh,
Straight drop is not going to do 2 life sentences if he don't have to. He's gonna wait until they deny this last appeal. You better know it's messing with his head that Cornelius only got 15 years to go, and by the time Cornelius get out, he won't even be through serving that 30-something year sentence he got. The man got 2 life sentences basically. So he's gonna do what's necessary. But here's the thing: Drop know a lot of shit allegedly. Yeah, he know a lot because they all did dirt together. But how he gonna tell it and not look for any rebuttals? Because he has done a whole lot. So that's a tricky situation. Because the people he tell on might tell on him.
No, it's what I do. You try. No, try to be like, don't give it cocoa.
It said Drop missed his opportunity. He can't get a pardon even if it goes federal. He has to clean up his state sentence. Mm-hmm. They gave him an opportunity. He punk faked or whatever you call it. The only thing is anything he says will involve him allegedly. You believe that? Well, I don't know. It says Divine Black Rose, exactly. He was acting hard and trying to stay gangster. He a fool. Drop already starting to go bald head in the top. He already, from the worry. It will mess with anybody mental to have to adjust to being in a cell all day, every day. And just having dreams of being on the outside. He thought he was going to... It's sad. He said he's in a pickle. If he tells now, it's because he wants a cellie and he being petty. But proving all that is the hard part. Juke gone. Gotti ain't answering. No calls about nothing. That's true. That's true, God. I bet you couldn't get Gotti to talk to nobody. He's scared of everybody. He's scared of everybody. I tell you. But he gonna answer one day though. He is going to answer because God gonna make sure that they think are drunk are junkies.
Wow. Wait, is it doggy? What is it?
It's the she said, "What is it, doggy? What is it?" It said God is scared of his damn baby too.
Whoa. Doggy there. Over. See, we'll go right there. Right there. Right there.
They said, "How's Drop family getting taken care of if his baby
Right there.
Mama Rikayla just got jammed up in Memphis with drugs?"
Right there. Right there.
I tell you.
Right there. Right there. Right there. You see her? No, I can't find it. Does it?
Yes, she do. Rose. Yes, she do.
No. Doggy. What there? Boy, you were thinking. Hey, kitchen. What there? Hi, get up here.
Yeah.
No, get up here.
Yeah, she
Get up here. And mine.
I tell you, I ain't no. Yeah, I saw that the other day that she had that her and her baby daddy was arrested.
No.
Yep, her and her baby daddy was arrested. I think they had the same charges. So I think her bond was I think the bond was, I don't know, it wasn't that high. But those charges that she got, I think she needs to be worried. I think she needs to be worried with those charges that she got. The truth says I couldn't see doing a life sentence behind some other ninjas BS that didn't have nothing to do with me from the start. I'd have it in for everyone that threw me under the bus. All Straight Drop got his time. That's all. I wondered if he done got a job yet, because I mean, at some point he gonna have to start doing labor, isn't it?
Oh no. You see our
It's not going to last. At some point, it's going to stop. Shoot, Straight Drop probably ready to get. Straight Drop probably ready to talk to the boys again.
Wait,
Them same boys that he talked to 2 times before. Yeah, he got to do labor. So I wonder if he done got a job. And they make him do labor for free. So either way it go, he was determined he was going to be a slave. He thought he was going to be signed to Yo Gotti and be a slave to the record industry. That didn't work out. Now he a slave to the jail industry.
You fine, Whammy. You okay? You fine, Whammy. Whammy. Come on down. Come on. Here. Mom.
Sarah Kayla went on and had a baby with Drop Friend. Yeah.
You okay?
I tell you. And then he threatened to kill him. He said he was gonna make that. He said he could push that button from in jail, didn't it? Like, I guess like they did Howard Barnett. They said in that Fulio case, the guy said that lifters get up at 4 a.m. and they work 60 hours a week. Ooh, well, what do they pay him? They pay him like a nickel a day, right?
Yeah.
They get paid 5 cents a day. Because I don't think they make $1. They get paid like 5 cents a day, don't it?
What's that? What's it about?
And they feel like that they working for their food and stay. In Boston, it's 2 cents a day. Lord have mercy. 2 cents a day.
You get the box.
Is that a cent or $1?
What?
It's $2 a day?
What? Yeah.
Okay, $2 a day.
You did What you want? Daddy.
I reckon that'll help him to get draws and
Baby bye.
order some noodles, some ramen noodles.
Baby bye. Baby bye. Look.
She said for $2, she don't want to go to jail.
Oh, what's this? See? Okay, I know.
So
Baby.
anyways, y'all, I enjoyed being on here with you all. I got to get off because
Baby.
I have several things that I got to do tomorrow, starting in the morning and all the way to tomorrow. So I'll be back on tomorrow evening when I finish doing what I need to do. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Y'all be on I'm gonna post a video tonight. If not, I'll post it in the morning before I get out. Anyways, you guys, I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. Listen, I really enjoyed being on here with y'all, but you know, Cornelius only got 20 years. He only got 20 years. That was even less than what I had initially thought. But I told y'all, I told y'all about a week or so ago, I had heard that he was gonna get a sweet deal. But he wanted I guess he wanted really not to be able to do no time.
Where's it go?
But
Hey, where's it go?
hopefully we'll start seeing a lot of these cases getting solved that he knew about.
No.
I don't think Cornelius told on people. I don't think he told on people that he didn't have no beef with. I don't think he told on nobody he didn't have no beef with. Anyways, you guys, I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. My heart goes out to Young Dolph's family. You guys, we pray and lift up Young Dolph's family. We ask God to touch them and to consistently give them grace and healing, grace and power to get over this thing. Everybody that was affected by this situation, we're praying for healing emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and physically, because it takes a toll on everybody. We are praying for a hedge of protection and all of the people that was evil enough to participate in this. We know that God will get them one way or the other, you guys. Anyways, you guys, I love you all. Y'all have a peaceful night. Sleep well. I'll talk to you tomorrow.